It's time for Success in Real Estate with Frankie Griffin, owner and broker in charge of the Palmetto Success Team, certified residential specialist, accredited buyer representative, military relocation professional, real estate appraiser, and author of Success in Real Estate. If you are interested in buying or selling a home, investing in real estate, or having your home appraised, you will enjoy Success in Real Estate. Now, here's Frankie Griffin.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, real estate broker in charge and appraiser. Thank you for joining us this morning. Got a great show lined up for you today. In fact, I'll just go ahead and get you excited right now. If you're thinking about buying a house, what if I could give you $5,000? Let's make it $10,000.
Maybe not.
How about $15,000? we might get. You just don't know how much money might be available to you to buy a house, and maybe you already own a house. Maybe you're having problems making payments. You lost your job, underemployed now. There may be some things that we can do for you, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We've got Claude Spurlock with South Carolina State Housing Authority is in studio, the most sought-after human being in South Carolina, that's for sure. But we've got him in studio. He's going to be answering all kinds of questions. There's just so many different types of down payment assistance programs. There's programs available for those of you that own a house and having difficulty making house payments. We're going to talk about some of these different programs. But if you have any specific questions or concerns, give us a call. Love to hear from you. The number to call is 799-8255. Again, 799-8255. Again, Claude, first of all, how you doing this morning, Claude?
Doing great.
Well,
glad to be here.
Always a pleasure having you in studio with us. Certainly a favorite for our listeners, that's for sure. But, you know, state housing has been helping people or assisting people buy houses, even stay in their houses a lot. And let's just start. Let's just start with buying a home. If I'm looking at buying a home, what kind of assistance programs might be available right now for that?
Well, right now, our programs, we have $5,000 available for someone that's buying an existing home. We have up to $8,000 available for someone who's buying a new construction. So someone can easily buy new construction up to $200,000 with no money down with our programs. Now, you have to have good, decent credit. Our FHA minimum credit score is 620, middle score, so
okay.
That's not too bad. Back-end ratio of 45%. And our
now, when you say back-end, what does that mean? For
our your total debt to income? So all your fixed debts that you have and your house payment can't be over 45% of your monthly income.
Okay.
And so
that's gross income.
Yeah, of your gross income.
Okay.
So you've got that. You have to worry about that ratio. But other than that, you know, if you fall in that, we have income and house price limits. But in Richland County and Lexington County, a single person can make up to $64,700 and qualify for some of our down payment assistance program and buy a house up to $225,000. So we get tagged with low-income housing, but by far this is not low-income housing.
Yeah, a $225,000, that's a nice home.
Yeah.
In fact, you better be making every bit of that $67,000 I would think, to be able to afford that. Good night. But go ahead.
Now, other down payment assistance that you can pair with ours would be the Federal Home Bank funds. They have a matching down payment assistance that's out there that some banks offer. And then you also have local housing authorities, such as Lexington County. They have sometimes up to that $5,000 addition that you could piggyback, is what we call it, on top of the down payment assistance, getting Federal Home Bank money, state housing money, and the Lexington County. Now, I will tell you that Richland County does not allow for piggybacking, or City of Columbia, but Lexington County does.
So I could use money you provide from state housing and from Lexington County.
Correct.
So now I'm up to potentially $10,000.
Right, and then you have Federal Home Bank, that if you go the same one that, you can also get their funding and up to about $15,000.
Wow.
Possibly. You know, you have to qualify for all of it now.
Well, let's talk about that, because now you're saying you got to be a first-time home buyer.
I can't own a house last 3 years is the requirement.
Okay.
We on that. So and you also have to be in income range for a single person to get the forgivable money, and with the piggybacking is $34,550 for a single person. A family of two is $39,500. When I say family of two, that could be a single mom and a child. It could be a couple. You know, but who's living in the house? You have to count everyone living in the house, and all incomes of everyone that's 18 years or older must count, even on the loan or not.
Okay.
For this, and then they have to have a house, existing home of $148,000, or new construction up to $200,000 to qualify for the forgivable.
Okay. Well, now let's talk about that. Now these are loans. Yes. But you say some of this, or maybe all of it, is forgivable in some cases.
If you're in these lower income that I just talked about, all that funds are forgivable, and they're forgiven over a 5-year period. So 20% a year is retired every year until it's gone after the 5th year.
Okay. So if I buy the house, and as long as I stay there for 5 years, I don't have to pay this money back.
Correct.
I'm excited.
Yep.
What if my wife actually owns my house? Does that matter?
That matters.
Okay. Oh, well, I was just trying to figure out how I might buy me a house here
nope,
today.
Anybody living in the household cannot own a house in the last 3 years and be a first-time home buyer.
Well, that's incredible. I think incredible, and so few people even know about this kind of stuff.
That's our biggest problem, is getting the word out. And I go all over the state, all the day long, it seems like, telling people about the program, and I'm amazed how many realtors I talk to, and they'll go, really? When did this start? For something brand new, and I go, yeah, about 40 years ago. It's just coming out, but so it's really kind of interesting, though, that people just don't think about us being out there.
And I got to tell you, for those of you that are agents, and certainly brokers in charge that may be listening right now, your agents need to know about these programs, these assistant programs, all kind of stuff is available. We have a lot more to talk about. But Claude, you'll actually you'll come meet with these, go to their companies and meet with them.
Do that all the time. If you have an office that wants me to come out and do a class, we'll do an hour 30-minute class for you for free. And with that, for going through the class, we'll actually put you on our website under Find a Realtor. At South Carolina Housing website.
Well, awesome. Well, we're out of time for our first segment, but we have a lot more we're going to talk about. Give us a call, 799-8255. You're listening to Success in Real Estate on The Point.
Is local talk radio experience. This is The Point. 95.9 FM and 1470 AM.
Good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, real estate broker in charge and appraiser, and in studio with my friend Claude Spurlock with South Carolina State Housing Authority. We're talking about many different types of assistance programs to purchase a home, and then we're going to get into some things that might be helpful for those that currently own a home and having some problems making your house payment. So we'll talk about some of that in a minute, but we'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, that'd be a great time. You got the man in studio. The number to call is 799-8255, 799-8255. And now, Claude, before the break, we were talking about these forgivable loan assistance programs. Forgivable means after 5 years, don't even have to pay it back.
Correct.
Well, what about for those that may have to, or what would put me in a bracket where I'd have to pay it back, and then how does that work?
What we have is two different ones, and the incomes for the repayable is for a family of one or family of two, being $64,700 in Richland, Lexington County, and $74,405 for family three or more, and the $225 sales price. If you're under those limits, but over the $34,550 limit, then it would be repayable. have a great program for that. Still $5,000 or $8,000. What we do, we defer it for 3 years with no payments or interest for the first 3 years. So at the end of the 3-year period, you can actually just pay it off and use the money free for 3 years. Nobody's going to do that but us, is give you free money for 3 years.
Really?
And if not, it's paid back at 4% for 5 years. The $5,000 is $92.08 a month, which is very reasonable for some if you don't have a down payment.
Sure.
And start paying it 3 years from now. So it's really a good program for people that just don't have enough money to buy a house, that make that higher income that we offer.
And like I said, I mean, it's free money for 3 years. And if you are being smart, you'll pay that off before the 3 years is up.
Correct.
I mean, that's a no-brainer right there. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's nice. So we got a lot of help for those looking to buy a house. Now, Claude, we've talked about a few times previously about, you know, we got some people going through some rough times for all kind of reasons, and to the point when, for whatever reason, can't make their mortgage payment.
Yeah, and a few years ago, the federal government gave us $294 million that we could use until the end of 17 to help people that have lost their jobs. They've had a catastrophic illness in the family, or some other event that's a one-time event that's, you know, got them behind. They can't make their payments or something like that, even a temporary loss of income of any type. We can sometimes help them and make their payments up to 24 months in some cases. I think the maximum's like $24,000 we can give them. I'm not in that apartment, so I'm hopefully everything I'm saying is correct. But it helps. But they can make their payments until they get back on their feet. So it's a great program that we offer. You go on schelp.gov and you can look at the programs. You can apply there, and you'll be put with a counselor, and they will help you through the process and all to see if we can help you. So far, we've helped about 9,400 families in South Carolina save their homes. So this is a wonderful program that's helped a lot of people. And we've got about $100 million left in that program that we have access for another year and a half.
Another $100 million?
Yep, that we have left.
$100 million. Good grief. Well, now you also talked about, well, let me go back first just to do a real quick recap. So if I've lost my job or underemployed, can't make my payment, then I go to schelp.gov, and there's money available to make my payments.
To help you make your payments. Also, like I said, if you had a catastrophic cancer or something like that, and something like death of a spouse, in some cases, we can help you. We do things like help you with getting modifications on your loans and things like that to help lower your payments and paying one-time buy down or something like that. There's all kind of different ways they can do this. Each situation is different. Every family is different. So you look at it that way, and so that's why they work through our housing counselors that we've had contracted with, and they will work with them to see what is the best situation, can we help you, and it goes from there. And like I said, we've helped a lot of families.
And do I have to pay this money back?
No, it is, once again, forgivable after 5 years.
Wow.
So you get all that money after 5 years, it's completely forgivable. Now, you can't sell your house or something like that and get the money out.
Okay.
But we do put a mortgage on it, just like our down payment assistance. But here again, 5 years, that is satisfied, and you're, well, do anything you want to do after that.
After 5 years, you can do anything. Yeah, that works for me. That's very nice. That I can imagine where that's going to help a lot of people. And again, there's so many people don't even know about this stuff. Yeah. Again, why I like to bring Claude Spurlock in the studio so we can talk about it. But in fact, this is something I was kind of talking to you about while you were on vacation, by the way. And I appreciate your help, by the way. But what can we do, or is there anything we can do if we're just so far down the line, now the bank is looking to foreclose? We've missed some payments, and is there any help now?
Yeah, like I said, you don't have to be current right now. You can be 3, 4, 5 payments behind, just as long as you haven't been foreclosed on, they can look at the situation, see if they can help you with bring in the current. Maybe you were unemployed, you've got a job now, but you're 6 payments behind, and the bank wants to foreclose or something like that. We can go in and pay those 6 payments up, and you're good to go again.
Oh man!
So there's a lot of different ways they can do that. But here again, you've got to apply. That's the main thing. You've got to apply for it can work, and you've got to go in and let them look at your situation, because, like I said, again, every situation is different and every client is different. So you have to look at that to make sure if they actually if our help's going to actually help them. If it's just going to be a Band-Aid, you're going to be in the same situation in 6 months. It's not something we're going to be able to do. But we can also help you with a deed in lieu of foreclosure if that's the route you have to take, and maybe help you get into a apartment and help you with that those expenses possibly also.
Okay. Now, first of all, for those that may not know what you just said, what's a deed in lieu of foreclosure?
Instead of the bank foreclosing on your home, then you talk to the bank, and they will just let you deed the house back to you, and you don't have to make the payments anymore.
Back to the bank.
Back to the bank.
So basically, you're just giving them the keys, say you can have it, and I'm walking away. And then you will help. How much? I mean, you give me money.
$5,000 to get into a new apartment, pay the first and last month's rent, things like that. That we can also help in that situation if that's how it has to be. Yeah.
Well, and obviously nobody wants to lose their house. Right. But it is nice to know when you're in situations like this that there's some help out there. Again, this is incredible because very few, and I keep saying it, just so few people even know that these programs exist, and there's a lot more stuff available out there, and we're going to certainly talk about it. And how much time we got left in this segment, Brian? About a minute. Okay. Well, in that minute, let me ask you this: does it say you have a single mother that is dependent on child care, say the ex-husband supposed to be making child care payments, but doesn't? Does that count as loss of income, or?
It does. Like I said, here again, that would be a situation they have to talk to the counselor and see what if it's going to be cleared up one day or it's going to be permanent. We have to look at all that. So
we just need to come in and take it and talk about it.
Exactly.
That's the way it's got to be done. Well, that's awesome, and we're going to go ahead. We're getting ready, I assume, to take our at the end of the hour break. In fact, it is that time. But we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. The number 799-8255. 799-8255. You're listening to Success in Real Estate on The Point.
MakeThePointRadio.com.
Hi, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and appraiser. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're in studio. I have Claude Spurlock with the South Carolina State Housing Authority, and we're talking about a bunch of programs for homeowners and for those that would like to be a homeowner. Love to hear from you if you have any questions or comments about any of these programs. And we're not through talking about some of these programs. In fact, we got a few more we want to sort of touch on, but love to hear from you. The number to call is 799-8255, 799-8255. Now, Claude, we were just talking about this program, a tax credit program that's not available right now, I hear, but will be possibly soon.
Right. What the SC Mortgage Tax Credit, or the IRS calls it an MCC, Mortgage Credit Certificate Program, is a wonderful program that if you are a first-time home buyer, you are in our income and house price limits for Category 1, which we talked about earlier. That's the repayable down payment assistance. And your house price is less than $275,000. You can buy a tax credit from your approved lender for $700, and it converts 30% of your interest on your mortgage from a tax deduction on your federal return to a federal tax credit, up to $2,000 a year for the life of the loan. I'm going to repeat that.
Yes.
It converts 30% of your interest on your mortgage from a tax deduction to a federal tax credit up to $2,000 a year for the life of the loan. And you say, why? Well, what's the difference or something? Well, your tax credit is actually worth a tax credit. I mean, it's dollar for dollar, up to $2,000 a year.
That's cash.
Cash. That
in your pocket.
It increases your refund by up to $2,000 a year. Where your tax deduction for $6,000 on a mortgage is worth about $500 dollar-wise. So it's a huge difference. But the nice thing about this, you can actually get the credit and say you had a $6,000 interest that you paid. $1,800 of that becomes a federal tax credit. The $4,200 is still a tax deduction, so you get the best of both worlds with the program. And it really saves a ton of money. Now, you have to have a tax liability to get a tax credit.
Right.
So if you get a zero tax liability, you can't get something from zero. So you got to make sure you have a tax liability. But it really is. You can still get a refund. Like, say I owed $4,000 of taxes. They took $6,000 out of my check. I would only get a $2,000 refund every year and be happy with the federal government.
Yeah.
Well, this would add that $1,800 now to get a $3,800 refund at the end of the year.
That's incredible. And now you're saying now, first of all, and I'm going to kind of repeat some of what you just said, make sure I'm clear. Mortgage interest is tax deductible anyway.
Right.
I still get to claim the full deduction for interest and get a tax credit.
You get the credit, but you have to reduce the deduction by the credit. Say you have $6,000.
Okay.
30%, that's $1,800.
Okay.
You'd now get a $4,200 deduction, but you'd get that $1,800 credit.
Okay, I got you. And now this is not available right now, you say?
Right. We actually had a wonderful spring and ran out of funding for it. We have applied for a new tax credit that we'll announce, and we're going to enhance it. Our plans right now should be out. We should announce it the 1st of October to be available sometime at the end of October is the plans right now. So it'll be up and running, and like I said, we were doing $2 to $3 million a month or more with the program before, and it should really increase it with the things that we're going to change.
And again, and this is, that's only what, 2 or 3 months from now.
About 60 days away, just about.
But once I get it, I'll get this credit for 30 years. If I got a 30-year loan,
every year, 30% of your interest currently would be a credit on your federal return.
Good night. And you said this is insured, in terms of what were we talking about? We were talking about something else. I'm sorry. My brain went totally around the corner too quick.
The thing you have to realize, you cannot use it with the down payment assistance program and our first mortgage. This is going to be a loan that you've got your own down payment. You go to your lender that's approved by us and get a mortgage through them, and then you add the tax credit on there. Now, you can go to Lexington County and get their down payment assistance, or you can go to Federal Home Bank and get their down payment assistance and get the tax credit. But you can't get the South Carolina Housing down payment and our loan with the tax credit.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Claude, because, we keep hearing an awful lot about the state never has money for this and we don't have money to fund that. But how does state housing where does all this money come from?
And actually, we're really proud of this. We get no state funding. No appropriations come from the state for us to run our operation. We run like a corporation, basically. We sell interest tax-free bonds out in the market. We sell those, then we lend it out at a higher rate than we sell the bonds for, make all the money to pay for everything that we do. All our programs, everything is money that we earn off our programs. So we're really proud that we don't ask the state ever for any money.
So there's no funds coming from the state to pay your salary?
No.
We
pay all our own salaries. Everything that we do, we pay it ourselves.
So you are like a private entity.
Yeah. We're state employees. All the state rules apply to us. We just don't get any funding.
And you always work in the black. You're not in the hole.
No, we do not work in the red. Thank goodness.
Well, see, that's proof that's not government funded. But I didn't know that until this morning. I had no idea about that. And I mean, you must be selling a lot of this stuff to be.
What we do, we sell the bonds, 1-2 times a year, probably. But then, of course, we also service loans that we own, so we get funding, the payments in there and the interest that we've collected. So we get revenues from our servicing department also.
Wow, I mean So how many departments are in state housing?
There's probably about 10 different departments that we have. That we do some work for the federal government, and of course get paid for that. For do inspections, and we do vouchers, the housing vouchers. A department does that, and several other things that we do. But tax credits for big apartment buildings and rentals and stuff like that also.
How many employees are there?
About 140 employees.
Really? And you're located off of Bush River Road.
The old Outlet Point Mall,
yep.
Right there with the Department of Revenue in the same building.
And so anybody that has any questions, they could just stop by, talk to somebody?
They can go to our website at schousing.com, and we're happy to check there. And there's also, you can send emails to us also through that site.
Okay. Well, there's just so much stuff here, that's for sure. A lot of people don't have a card of yours, Claude, like I do. But in the time we got left in this segment, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how can we get in touch? Can we call you or?
You can call me, but the best way to get me is through my email.
Okay.
And it's claude.spurlock@schousing.com. That's CLAUDE.Spurlock, SPURLOCK @schousing.com. And I have my phone with me all the time, so I'll be glad to stop and answer your questions. My office number is 803-896-9396. But here again, email is the best way to get me because I'm on the road all the time.
Well, and if you were riding down the road and you couldn't write any of that information down, you can certainly go to my website, frankiegriffin.com, and I'll have Claude's information on the website so you can get in touch with him. Of course, our shows are recorded every week, so you can always just listen to the show if you missed any part of it and you wanted to go back and catch some of it. Certainly, by tomorrow, we will have this show on our website. It's also on our Facebook page. Just go to Palmetto Success Team. That's our Facebook page. But we got one more segment to go. Love to hear from you. If you have any questions or comments, number to call, 799-8255. You're listening to Success in Real Estate on the Point.
This is The Point, 95.9 FM and 1470 AM.
Here's Frankie Griffin with your weekly featured property on Success in Real Estate.
All right, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. Again, I am Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and appraiser, and do have a great featured property this week. It's a property over in the Summit, Northeast, and really nice condition. It's got new floor, new carpet. It's really nice. Seller is ready to sell, so it's priced under market value, and incredible price. But it's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, does have a garage, nice fenced-in backyard, and all for $84,500. $84,500. By the way, a new roof is, well, I say a new roof. It's about 6 months old. So that's fairly new, not too old anyway. But for $84,500, I don't think you're going to find a deal better than that. And if you're interested in it, first of all, if you want to look at pictures, 2 places you can go. frankiegriffin.com, and you'll see it listed right up there at the top of my home page. Or you can go to my Facebook page, again, the Palmetto Success Team, and of course, you go into photos, click on albums, and you'll see it listed there for $84,500. It is in the Summit. Really good deal for somebody. So if it's something you'd like to go look at, I'd love to go show it to you. You can always give me a call. My cell phone, if you're ready, is 315 315-735-7303. Again, 315-7303. Or you can always email me at Frankie, Frankie, at frankiegriffin.com. Frankie at frankiegriffin.com, and we'll help you certainly any way you can. We'd love to help you with that. All right. Well, again, back in studio with our buddy Claude Spurlock with South Carolina State Housing Authority. We've been talking about a lot of assistance programs for people looking to buy a house, and even some programs for those that already own a house but have a little bit of trouble right now. And those things happen. But got a little bit of time left, so if you have a question for Claude, give us a call, 799-8255, 799-8255. And Claude, we've talked a lot about different programs here today, but is there anything else that would be useful or helpful before we get out of here to let people know about?
The main thing, I guess, would be for people to get with their lender. You have to go through approved lenders to be able to access our programs. But before you start looking for a house, go to your lender. Get pre-qualified. Check and make sure there's nothing on your credit report that you're going to be surprised about or something like that, because it happens a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
And to make sure what your middle score is, to see what, make sure that it's over at least 620 with our programs. One thing we didn't talk about, we also have a conventional products also other than FHA and USDA that we've got, and at 95 or 97% with lower MI. We've got only 50% of basically 50% of the MI on a regular loan through state housing. So we also have some programs for that also for provincial borrowing.
Oh, awesome. Well, Claude, let's go to our phone lines where I believe we got Garrick on the line. How you doing, Garrick?
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, it's a fine day today. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, sir. I was sitting here listening to the show, and I was interested in knowing about housing, consider that I am a homeowner and own some property. I came out of housing of Gonzale Garden back in the early 70s, and it's a passion to my heart. The problem is I have with the homeowners, whether it's private or sector or in the commercial sector, we need to reach out to the housing development and try to be able to help them. When you look at it, and I looked online and did this information on a lot of Section 8 vouchers. It's about over 5,000, overwhelmed. You got all these new, nice luxury apartments being built, and I get the negative stigma where some people don't want to accept Section 8, and that just put a black eye, because you're trying to. Some of these people that lives in housing like myself, who came out of housing, who become very successful, have businesses, and succeed in the world. And I just don't understand how some of these developers or investors, when they look at Section A or looks at housing, they look at people who just don't want to rise and get out. And I just think that we need to do a little bit more, because when I look at South Carolina, this is my home. This is where I was born, but I wasn't raised here. I was raised in New Jersey and live in California. They put a lot of impact when it comes to housing, because they want people to get out of that place and get it to another place where they can own their own. And I think we need to put more emphasis in that.
Well, Gary, I think for Section 8 is a federal program, isn't it?
We administer versus some counties. We actually do the Section 8 programs. That's all we do.
Yeah, that's a little bit out of Claude's league there, but Garrick, I appreciate you calling, and hope you have a great day.
You too. Sorry about that.
No, have a good one. Take care. I think that's a federal program, and I didn't know y'all did anything with Section 8. We
get some of the Section 8 funding, and we have, I think, 7 counties that we actually administer the Section 8 program for that help people with their rents.
Is that, if somebody has rental property and they wanted to make it available for Section 8 housing, do they come see you for that?
They'll actually contact our office, and they can talk with the Section 8 voucher program coordinator, and they will send an inspector out that'll inspect the property to see if it qualifies for a Section 8 property.
And it's a pretty stringent inspection, I understand.
It's pages and pages of things that we check in those units to make sure that they qualify for federally for those funding.
So it's got to be a pretty nice home. How about like condos? You do condos too?
I don't think they do.
Okay.
But I hear you. That's not my
No, that's fine.
apartments. I don't know for sure, but apartments, I know the apartment complexes and all, they'll do that, but I'm not sure about condos.
Okay. Well, Claude, I think we're about out of time anyway. But again, if anybody has any questions or comments, still needs to get some more information, you can certainly contact Claude with the South Carolina State Housing Authority. They're there at the Outlet Point Mall, the old mall, used to be the mall. Don't do much shopping there now, I take it. All righty. But anyway, hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for listening to Success in Real Estate on the Point.